Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Gavinsky's Tutorials. First spoken one I've done in a while. I just had major problems with my iPad and my mic setup and so on. But I'm back with a spoken tutorial. So we're looking at Reels by AudioThing, and I've got 3 copies of any AudioThing app to give away. Details are in the pinned YouTube comment. Details of how to win on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter. And the winners will be picked 2 days after the release of this video. Good luck, everyone. I'll also put a link above to a playlist that I did on all the videos that I've made so far using AudioThing apps. So first thing to notice here, let's just turn that off, right? So if you see up here on the top right corner, this very nice, we can just quickly turn the effect, bypass the effect without actually having to bypass its node in AUM, the host I'm using here, which I've also made a detailed tutorial video on. And let's just look at what I did here. So basically, I played using this sequence AU keys keyboard, played a bit of pure upright piano into Gauss, and I did a few overdubs and also put it at a bit of a strange loop length, 9-second loop length. Added some AB Vortex X reverb and a subtle bit of linear panning from Pan Station. And then we have Reels. Now let me turn it on again. And we'll go through the interface quickly. I'm going to make this a short video. I think it'll be about 10 minutes long. So first of all, well, let's say a little bit about the background. So a lot of people associate tape with lo-fi. Now, it doesn't have to be, of course. There were very, very high fidelity professional tape machines. But this is based on a particular Japanese tape machine, a consumer reel-to-reel machine. I think from the 70s. I might be wrong about that. I can't remember. But they found it in the AudioThing people, I guess, or whatever, someone anyway, found it in a flea market. And it's very lo-fi. So if you want tape emulation that does more hi-fi tape sounds, don't look at this, look at something else. For example, Reel Bus by Tone Boosters can do hi-fi and lo-fi. Or, for example, we also have the free Chow Tape app by, I forget now the name, Chowdhury DSP, or I think that's it, yeah. Anyway, Chow Tape, CHOW. Now, they both have their own strong points and weak points. All 3 of these apps have their own different sound and different benefits. I think, for example, this is the only one of them that has a randomizer, and there's a few other things as we go through here you'll see that are kind of unique to this. So, first thing, 3 tape types: Japanese, Italian, and French. Now, let me just bring down a few things here so we can hear those a little bit more clearly. I'm just going to take that harshness down. Okay. So we have 2 tape speeds, a slower one and a faster one. And this is the Japanese tape emulation. And if you look at AudioThing's website, they give you some details on some of these things, right? So the Japanese one used tape, but with an overall better frequency response. Italian one, new old stock, but with a limited frequency response. So it's old but hasn't been used, right? Limited frequency response. Next one, French, overused and badly stored, very bad frequency response. We also have a little, some pictures of the machine and stuff. And what's interesting here is you can see that it says High Fidelity on it, even though it's clearly not. And you have details of the controls here. Let's just first jump through some presets before we go on. I'll maybe go through a few presets and then from time to time explain something. Okay, so here we have one where we've got a lot of hiss and motor noise, and those can get very extreme if you want. I do like the motor noise in this. And it tends to be a lot more subtle than the motor noise in, for example, wires, which really is just a bit too much for me most of the time, even on its lowest settings. But here we can have the motor. Let me use my finger there, that mouse is not behaving very well. That can be nice and subtle. And I'll just turn those down. So let's hear what this harshness is like. And again, how all these are going to sound will depend on the tape type. This kind of distorted sound. Wow and Flutter. Here combined into just one knob. We don't have separate wow and Flutter like we do in those other two plugins that I just mentioned. Bit of audio dropouts here. This crosstalk can sound really nice. Crosstalk, the leak between the left and right channel in a stereo signal. And now if we go back to the noise, we can turn on an envelope for this. So that'll give it a bit of a more percussive quality. It won't be running all the time in the background. And we can adjust the attack and release in relation to the input signal using these. By just tapping on this little tool thing. Okay, so that's that. Let's jump through another few presets. So good time to look at the echo section. We can have synced and unsynced. Unsynced goes from 1 millisecond to 1 second, so it's not very long. But it's nice that it can do those very short ones. Sync has, you know, your usual normal delay times and dotted and triplets, and goes up to 2 bars, and down as low as 16th triplet. Now we also have this, clean and dirty routing. So as you could hear there, when we changed it over to dirty, things got very messy because the feedback here was a bit high, and also we need to pay a lot of attention to this low pass. So if things start getting out of control, just bring the feedback down and the low pass. Now you can see here also we have this wet only. And let's bring that off. Over here we have master, so we got input level, output level, and we've got a mix knob. So if you want things a bit more subtle, you certainly can. Now, by the way, I think one reason why this is not responding that well to my mouse, now I'm using a mouse so you can see what I'm doing. Actually, there's a good reason why the mouse is not that great for dragging the knobs. It's because in the AudioThing apps now, to give you accuracy on the touchscreen, there are basically 2 modes. So if you just press and quickly move, that's just the normal mode. But if you long press and move, it's like a more fine control. But basically when you're using a mouse, it's very easy for it to think that you're doing a long press. Anyway, most people will not be using a mouse on their iPad. So you can see here the wet only and input is totally turned down. And we got this output here, not at a very high value, presumably because there's a fair amount of volume being created by the echo feedback and low pass. And then here by adjusting the mix and input, we could bring in more of the original signal. Okay, so here we got a lovely low time. And those low times can be really nice to play with. And of course you could automate. I think everything looks pretty much exposed here. Super nice. Love this one. Now, of course, this can also be cool on drums and stuff, but I'm sure you'll be able to find other demos on the internet that do that. I don't have time today to make a detailed demo of this on a bunch of different sound sources. So, yeah, clean and dirty, I think we already mentioned, right? If if it's clean, these things will not be fed back through the echo. They'll just be applied, I guess, post-echo. If it's dirty, these things and the noise and so on, all these different things will be fed back into the echo, so everything can get a lot messier. And again, especially with higher feedback levels. We have soft clip and mono. Pre-emphasis, which can bring back in some of the higher frequencies mentioned here. Doesn't actually mention it here, but anyway, that's what that's for. Now, a pretty cool feature, and to demo this, let's turn the mix up fully. Let's bring input down, and I'll turn the output up a bit. And let me press this stop button. Okay, so here, because the mix is up full and the input is completely down, we're getting a complete stoppage of sound there, and we can control the speed here. So we can go from 0 seconds to 10 seconds. Okay, so that's just immediate stop and start. This is the 10-second start. And a 10-second stop. Sounds really nice. So again, you need to have the mix up full if you want to get the full-on effect there. But of course, it can also be nice to let a bit of the input signal just run along in the background. Now we can also turn on this little mic and speaker emulation things, which again make the sound even a bit more lo-fi. Now, like I think all AudioThing apps, and I really like this, it's got a randomizer. It definitely sounds very usable and shows you a fair bit of the variety that this is capable of. So yeah, you can save your own user presets and stuff in the app. I won't bother going into those kind of little details. So if we go over here, global settings, we got a few things like that we can control the way the start and stop operates and so on. We can turn the animation on and off. We can turn this Doppler effect on the echo on and off. Echo level, pre-feedback or post-feedback. And we can turn on up to 16 times oversampling. And that will significantly increase the DSP usage. Now, don't worry too much about that high DSP there, because I've got a lot of stuff open here, and some of them are pretty heavy-duty plugins, especially on the mic chain, because I'm just using a lav mic, and I really kind of need to boost and clean up my signal to get a semi-decent sound. I'm aware it could be better, but I do like, why do I have an iPad? It's because I don't really want to sit at a desk. I'm lying on my bed now as I make this, and I don't have to worry about position of a big condenser mic or whatever. Okay, preset, copy and paste. Okay, online manual, and a little about section. So there we go. As I mentioned at the beginning, everyone, I've put some links above, including to my playlist on some other AudioThing apps. I'll probably put a link to my video on Chow Tape and Real Bus. If you're into tape emulations, you'll enjoy checking those out. Maybe a link to Kylum Audio's tape emulation app as well, which also has its own strengths. As I mentioned at the beginning, there's a giveaway. If you're watching the first 2 days, check that out in the pinned YouTube comment. And if you missed the giveaway, well, maybe you want to subscribe and stuff and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos, because I usually have stuff to give away. And of course, you can also support the channel through PayPal and so on. Very, very few people do, so I do really appreciate it when people do that. And I'll certainly send you a little email to say thanks, as long as I can get your email from PayPal. So I hope you enjoyed this, everyone. And I'll see you in the next video, which I think will be pretty soon, and it's going to be a good one. Some people have been waiting for that video for quite a long time now, and they're going to be really glad that I'm finally getting around to making it. I'm not going to say what it is yet, but yeah, I'll also explain in that video why I've waited so long to make that video on that particular app. Okay, everyone, I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy. Cheers.